Can you really get LisaRaye McCoy to finally reveal who she believes played a role in the breakdown of her marriage? That question has followed her for years, lingering in interviews, resurfacing in social media discussions, and continuing to spark curiosity among fans who feel invested in her story. LisaRaye has never been a quiet presence in Hollywood. From the very beginning of her career, she stood out not only for her beauty and confidence, but for her boldness. Audiences remember her commanding screen presence in Boomerang and her unforgettable role on the hit series The Game. Over time, she cultivated an image of strength, glamour, and unapologetic honesty. But beyond the lights, cameras, and red carpets, LisaRaye's personal life became one of the most talked about chapters of her public narrative, particularly her marriage to Michael Misick. When the two married, it felt like a fairy tale to many observers. She became the First Lady of the Turks and Caicos Islands during his time as premier, stepping into a new role that combined celebrity and political prestige. From the outside, it appeared glamorous. International appearances, high-profile events, a powerful couple image. Yet, as often happens, what the public saw was only part of the story. Over time, whispers began to surface about trouble behind the scenes. Rumors of infidelity circulated. Questions arose about loyalty and trust. Eventually, the marriage ended, and with it came a wave of speculation that only intensified when LisaRaye hinted that someone very close to her had betrayed her in a deeply personal way. It wasn't just the collapse of a marriage that captured public attention, it was the suggestion that a friend, someone within her trusted inner circle, may have crossed a line. That implication turned a private heartbreak into a mystery. In various interviews over the years, LisaRaye has spoken about feeling blindsided. She described the pain of discovering things she never expected. She expressed disbelief that someone she trusted could allegedly be involved in actions that contributed to the downfall of her marriage. But she stopped short of naming that person. And that silence has kept the question alive. Fans have speculated endlessly. Social media threads have attempted to connect dots. Names have been floated, debated, and dismissed. Yet LisaRaye herself has never definitively confirmed the identity of the friend she once suggested betrayed her trust. Why? That's where the conversation becomes more layered. Public curiosity often pushes for full transparency. In today's culture, there's an appetite for exposure, tell-alls, confessions, dramatic reveals. Audiences feel entitled to closure, especially when a public figure has hinted at a scandal. But real life doesn't always operate on the same script as entertainment. Accusing someone publicly of playing a role in the destruction of a marriage carries serious consequences. Reputations can be damaged. Legal implications can arise. Relationships with mutual friends and professional circles can be affected. It's not as simple as dropping a name. There's also the emotional weight involved. Revisiting betrayal repeatedly can reopen wounds that may have taken years to heal. Silence, in some cases, can be a form of self-preservation. LisaRaye has spoken candidly about how deeply the experience hurt her. She described feeling shocked and disappointed. She talked about questioning her judgment and reevaluating the people she allowed into her inner world. That kind of betrayal, if it indeed occurred as implied, cuts deeper than romantic infidelity alone. When a friendship is involved, it disrupts your sense of safety. It shakes your confidence in your ability to trust. It forces you to reconsider the authenticity of past interactions. And yet, despite all of that, LisaRaye has chosen not to publicly expose the alleged friend. That decision speaks volumes. It suggests complexity. It suggests maturity. It suggests that perhaps she values peace over public vindication. Marriages rarely end because of a single event or a single individual. While outside involvement can certainly contribute to strain, relationships often have underlying fractures long before a third party enters the picture. Reducing the collapse of a marriage to one person may simplify the narrative, but it rarely captures the full truth. LisaRaye has, at times, acknowledged disappointment not just in the alleged friend, but also in her former husband. Trust within a marriage is foundational. When that trust is broken, the responsibility doesn't lie solely outside the relationship. Still, the intrigue remains. Part of the reason this story continues to resonate is because betrayal by a close friend is something many people fear. It's one thing to lose a partner. It's another to feel that someone who stood beside you, someone who celebrated with you, confided in you, and supported you may have crossed a boundary. That narrative feels personal, even to strangers. Over the years, LisaRaye has shifted her focus toward empowerment and growth. She has built a brand around independence, confidence, and self-respect. In interviews and public appearances, she speaks about knowing your worth and refusing to accept less than you deserve. Those themes indicate that while the betrayal shaped her, it did not define her. She appears to have taken the experience as a lesson rather than a lifelong grievance. Choosing not to name the person involved may also reflect growth. Anger can be loud. Healing is often quieter. In an era where social media rewards public confrontation and viral call-outs, restraint can feel unusual. But restraint can also signal control. By not revealing the identity, LisaRaye maintains ownership of her narrative. She decides what part of her story belongs to the public and what remains personal. There's strength in that boundary. Fans may continue to ask, hoping for a future memoir or interview where all details are revealed. Perhaps one day she will feel ready to share more specifics. Or perhaps she won't. Time changes perspective. What once felt urgent to expose can later feel unnecessary. As wounds heal, the desire for public accountability may fade. Another factor to consider is dignity. Public feuds can spiral quickly. They can overshadow careers. They can redefine public images in ways that are hard to reverse. LisaRaye's career has spanned decades. Preserving her legacy may matter more than revisiting past drama. And then there's the reality that closure doesn't always require public confession. Sometimes closure is internal. Sometimes it comes from forgiveness, not necessarily for the other person, but for yourself. Forgiveness for trusting. Forgiveness for overlooking signs. Forgiveness for loving deeply. LisaRaye has demonstrated resilience in the years following her divorce. She continues to act, to produce, to appear on platforms where she speaks openly about relationships, standards, and self-worth. She has embraced her identity as a strong, independent woman who learned from hardship. That transformation may be the most important part of the story. The public may crave a name. They may want a clear villain. They may want the mystery solved. But life is rarely that tidy. Relationships are complicated. Friendships are complicated. Human behavior is complicated. By choosing not to reveal the alleged friend, LisaRaye may be acknowledging that complexity. She may be recognizing that no single reveal can fully capture what happened behind closed doors. It's also possible that withholding the name protects others' family members, mutual acquaintances, professional collaborators. Public exposure has ripple effects that extend far beyond two individuals. Ultimately, no one can force her to disclose what she has chosen to keep private. Interviews can ask, fans can speculate, comment sections can debate, but the decision remains hers. What's undeniable is the emotional impact the experience had on her. In past discussions, the hurt in her voice was evident. The disappointment was real. The sense of betrayal lingered, yet alongside that pain, there has been growth. She has spoken about raising her standards, about guarding her circle more carefully, about being more selective with trust. Those lessons resonate widely, because betrayal, whether in marriage or friendship, is a universal fear, and rebuilding afterward requires courage. The narrative surrounding LisaRaye's marriage could easily remain stuck in scandal, but she has gradually shifted the focus toward empowerment, toward resilience, toward self-awareness. That shift suggests healing. Will she ever reveal who she believes contributed to the breakdown of her marriage? Perhaps. But perhaps the more meaningful takeaway is not the identity of the person involved. Perhaps it's the reminder that even in public heartbreak, dignity can be preserved. That even in betrayal, strength can emerge. That even when trust is broken, self-worth can remain intact. LisaRaye McCoy's story continues to evolve. And while the mystery remains unsolved for the public, her growth is visible. Sometimes the most powerful statement isn't a name. It's moving forward without needing to say one. Thanks for the watching and subscribe.